Today, we're diving into the hands-on review of the Google Pixel Watch 3. With features like improved heart rate monitoring, a brighter display, and deeper integration with Google's apps, it's clear that Google wants this to be your go-to smartwatch, especially if you're a Pixel user. But here's the thing, just because it looks good on paper, doesn't mean it's the perfect fit for everyone. So, let's dive into detailed review of these features and see whether this matches your style and needs. And if you find this video helpful, please help out the channel by giving it a like and subscribing. Let's start off with the design. The Pixel Watch 3 might seem similar to its predecessors at first glance, but it's had some much-needed upgrades. The most noticeable change is the introduction of a 45mm size, alongside the original 41mm. This brings it more in line with other flagship smartwatches from brands like Samsung and Apple, making it a better fit for those with larger wrists or anyone who just prefers a bigger screen. During our hands-on, we found that the 45mm version was more comfortable and less dainty compared to the smaller option, particularly for those who like larger watches. But the design tweaks don't stop there. Google has also slimmed down the bezels, which were a bit of an eyesore in previous models, with the 41mm size now offering 16% more screen space, and the 45mm boasting a 40% larger display, making the watch feels much more modern and usable. The display isn't just bigger, it's brighter too, jumping up to a maximum of 2000 nits from 1000 nits on the Pixel Watch 2. This means it's easier to read in bright sunlight, and the always-on display can drop down to just 1 nit to avoid disturbing you in the dark. Plus, the display refresh rate is now dynamic, adjusting between 1 and 60 Hz, which should help with both performance and battery life. All these design improvements make the Pixel Watch 3 feel like a more polished and premium product, addressing many of the issues we had with earlier versions. Moving on to the fitness tracking features, Google has packed the Pixel Watch 3 with its most advanced heart rate sensor yet. This was already a strong point for the Pixel Watch line, but the new sensor is fine-tuned to give runners the most accurate data possible, considering all the factors that go into your run like arm movement and ground contact. The watch now offers advanced running metrics and form insights, including step cadence, stride length, and stride height. These can all be tracked in real time, and the watch will give you haptic and audio cues during your run to help keep you on track. You can also plan your routines and workouts ahead of time, and the watch will guide you through them as you go. Even if you don't subscribe to Fitbit Premium, you'll still get access to the new running dashboard in the Fitbit app, which shows all your performance data in one place. One of the most significant updates in the fitness department is that the readiness score is no longer locked behind Fitbit Premium. This score gives you a daily rating based on how well you've recovered and how ready you are for physical activity. Along with this, a new cardio load score tracks how hard your heart is working in relation to your workouts, helping you avoid overtraining. You'll get a snapshot of these scores in the new morning brief, which will also flag if there's anything unusual going on with your body. As for sleep tracking, there aren't any major new features, but the Pixel Watch 3 does introduce an auto bedtime mode. This feature automatically detects when you fall asleep, switching the watch to a more optimized UI that conserves battery by disabling the always-on display and turning off notifications. Once you wake up, the watch returns to its regular mode, making the transition smooth and hassle-free. When it comes to the Wear OS 5, it is a big part of what makes the Pixel Watch 3 stand out, and it's one of the reasons why this watch is more than just a fitness tracker. As with previous models, the Pixel Watch integrates seamlessly with Google's suite of apps, which makes it incredibly versatile. Whether it's Google Maps, YouTube Music, or Google Play, the Pixel Watch 3 performs best when it's synced up with other Google services. Now you can view live security camera feeds directly on your wrist, like those from the Nest Cam, and even answer your doorbell. The watch also functions as a Google TV remote, so if you ever lose the physical remote, you can control what's on your screen from your wrist. Google has also brought the Pixel Recorder app to the watch, allowing you to record voice memos that sync directly to your Pixel phone. These enhancements make the Pixel Watch 3 a smarter and more capable device, pushing it closer to the full potential of what a smartwatch should be. Battery life is always a concern with smartwatches, and while the Pixel Watch 3 doesn't offer a huge leap in this area, but there are some improvements. Google has introduced new power-saving modes that can extend the watch's battery life to up to 36 hours, depending on how you use it. Under standard settings, you're looking at about 24 hours, which is on par with the Pixel Watch 2. The upside is that charging is now 20% faster compared to the previous model, so even if you do run out of juice, you won't be waiting around too long. Using the included USB-C cable and a 30 watts adapter, Google estimates that you can charge the watch to 80% in just 50 minutes. While it's not the best battery life out there, the faster charging does help make up for it, especially if you're someone who's always on the go. Moving on to the price. If you're considering pre-ordering the Pixel Watch 3, it's available starting from September 10th, but you can reserve yours as early as August 13th. The pricing starts at $349 for the 41mm model, which is consistent with previous generations. But if you're looking for LTE connectivity, that will bump the price up to $449, which is $50 more than what you'd pay for the Pixel Watch 2 with LTE. On the other hand, the 45mm version starts at $399 for the Bluetooth model and $499 for the LTE version. The pricing is competitive, but whether it offers enough to justify an upgrade from the Pixel Watch 2 is something we'll be looking into more closely. As for my final verdict, this is the most excited we've been about a Pixel Watch in a long time. The upgrades it brings finally put it on par with the flagship watches from Samsung and Apple. And it's clear that Google is serious about competing in the premium smartwatch market. And we'll need to spend more time with it in real-world scenarios to see if it truly lives up to the hype. But our first impressions are very promising. The combination of improved design, enhanced fitness features, deeper Google app integration, and faster charging makes the Pixel Watch 3 a compelling option for anyone in the market for a new smartwatch, especially if you're already in the Google ecosystem. We'll be sure to dive deeper into its performance and long-term usability in our full review, so stay tuned for that.